Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining our CSI Secret Store community call. Today is September 2nd, 2021. And just as a reminder, this call does fall under the CNCF Code of Conduct. If you're not familiar with that, please visit our repo and look up the Code of Conduct document. I always say be kind to each other and you'll do fine. All right, we got a small set of agenda here. So Nalek, I'll let you go, and then don't know if anyone else wants to talk about anything else. We could use the remainder of the time to look through any particular issues and or PRs to discuss. But with that, let's see. I could probably do double duty now since it's a small agenda. So I'll take on the notes, or if anyone has an affinity to do notes, that's fine, but I'll go ahead and take that on. With that, Nalek, I'm gonna hand it over to you. You're gonna talk about the possible implementation of EDEs, testing and
Yeah,
staging.
sure.
Go
Yep.
ahead and get your link
Yeah,
up.
so okay, cool. So we have this one issue where we want to implement the automatic full integration test for our staging images. So what we today or currently do is when we have a release, we first publish the images to staging Docker registry and then promote them to production one. But we never test this staging images that we create. We just go ahead and create, or I mean, we go ahead and publish the production images and then just create a release. So I was looking into this implementation. So one thing I noticed is, or one straight implementation for this could be like once our published job or that push image job is completed, we can trigger another job which can run our A2E test. But Pro does not have ability to run test or trigger test after completion of another test. So like, let's say I cannot put a trigger on that push image pro job to trigger another job, which supposedly run E2E test for us. I try to look into the Slack channel for pro, and people have asked the very same question, but they said that they do not support it, and probably it's not on their roadmap as well. So couple implementation we thought. So first one was we can just create a post submit job and we can run that on a release branch. So when the release is merged, we can probably just check for whether the image is available or not. And once the image is available, we can continue on testing or do our E2E test. So that's like an option one, but it's sort of a, we are essentially doing a polling over there. So like when the job triggers, what we can do is, so we have at that point, we have already updated our newer tag into our make file. So all we have to do is just kick the job and then keep on polling the registry with the right image tag. And once that poll is successful, if we are able to pull the Docker image, then just go ahead and run the test. Or the other way, what we can do is what this is actually Anish suggested is we can just have a GitHub action, and once this push image job is completed, we can go and kick that GitHub action manually, and that action will essentially run our E2E test. And once that is successful, we can just go ahead and create a release. So I think both of this approach sounds good. I mean, anyways, like the trigger would have been super good, but since that is not possible, I am not leaning towards any of the like there is no favorite implementation per se from my perspective. But just wanted to take the community's opinion as to what all think might be a good way to go forward. Go with this. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I am leaning towards the GitHub action, just because we don't have to poll and then it can be user initiated, and and it also gives us the flexibility that we can run it anytime, right? Like if we design it in such a way that the image is configurable, like we can also like maybe run it against release, or like at any given time we can cut RCs and run against it. It will just give us a pipeline that we can run whenever we want it. And then it can also be used to run with the staging images.
Makes sense.
So I feel like we can give the registry name and the tag as as the variables for the pipeline, and then we can trigger it, and then it would only run against the E2E provider. So no overhead of running against each provider with the staging image.
Yep. Anybody else have thought on this?
Yeah, I think there's another, I think it might be another bug about like release candidate releases. There could be something here where like we build staging images much more frequently and use the staging images in the MLS like release candidate. So like, yeah, I guess it doesn't really help with like the release process, but doing something like just the E2E provider E2E test on staging images, with like a periodic proud job. But maybe that doesn't really solve the specific release workflow problem. So
yeah, so we have those periodics today, right? And to validate that after all the changes to master, it's still stable. Like, so that still helps, I think, but I think we just need one where we say, this is the image, can you test it for me?
yeah, like, I guess if we are building the staging images and testing them, like using the staging images in SHA, like daily or something, then we could make our release process just to be promoting the staging image to the prod, like not rebuilding a new image as part of the release, but like our releases take yesterday's staging, like which should have been tested, something like that. But
I'm not
yeah,
sure
yeah.
if that would work, because like we pretty much do the release in a single shot, right? Like uh, we have a release branch, we merge our version upgrade to the release branch that essentially kicks and creates a staging image, and then we go on and create the release right after it, or promote the images to right after it. So like, I mean, either we can have periodics like too frequently. I'm not sure if that's a right way to do it per se. But if we have the periodics on the schedule that we have today, we will have to sort of do like create staging images today and do release tomorrow, something like that, just to have it. That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess what I'm thinking is like we could make it less involved for the release person, but make it like take longer, right? Where it's like maybe it's, you know, it does take a day or 2 days to do the release, but it's just like fewer involved steps. But I think I'm fine with whatever you're proposing. It's just throwing out like a alternate universe, I guess.
Sure. Yep. Okay. I think I like the idea of GitHub action and the idea of running it on demand for any kind of image tags per se. It's manual, but I mean, that's okay. Like that's the best option we have today, I guess.
Yeah, I guess what's our typical cadence of releases?
Sorry, I didn't get that, Philip.
No, I'm just looking here. So let's see, we got that one released. Okay, so we are
Yeah,
Oh,
we
so current,
typically release every month.
a month with, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
monthly release. Okay.
Yeah, it's usually after the patch Tuesdays. Like I think
Right.
Nilik added a doc and Tommy has also modified it. So if you go to docs, we have a release .md, which has release management .md. Yeah.
All right. Now, look, do you have enough to go on? Have we figured this out, or is there something to
Yeah.
test?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think the general consensus is we can go on with the GitHub action approach.
Yeah, could you update that issue with the what you're planning to implement, and then like we can see if anyone else who is not on the call has feedback.
Makes sense. I'll put the same two options there and maybe just summarize our discussion, what we have today in the call.
Thanks.
Okay, looks like GitHub Actions wins. All right. Okay, that looks to be our only agenda item. Do we want to take a look at any, are there any pressing issues we want to discuss with the community or any PRs?
Actually, there is one PR maybe I can quickly talk about. This is about, yeah, the first one, 724, provider support metrics. So we are listing what different features are supported by different providers. So if you can scroll down, I have just tagged like a different folks who are working on the individual provider. So if everybody can confirm whether this looks good or not, or if you have to make any changes, that would be helpful.
Yeah, maybe also post it on Slack and then tag Tom and I mean everyone like Tom. I
Yeah.
mean Tommy's already seen it here, but probably also tag Tom on Slack.
Will do.
Okay. Anything else? Any other PRs while we're here, or any pressing issues?
Then the sync all one, we haven't reviewed it yet, but we will review it post the 1.0. Like it's a new feature, so like it won't be introduced before 1.0, but post 1.0 we can review it and then add that in the next release.
Okay.
Awesome. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I was going to ask, so are we on track here? Will 1.0, will that happen this 20th, this month?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a short list of things. Okay.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
I mean, we can always change, but yeah, look, I mean, we feel confident. We'll keep it, the dates the way they are. All right, be 1.0 soon. That's gonna be awesome. Okay, I think that's all we have. I'll update the notes on here. I'll just open it up. Anything else anyone wants to mention or discuss, comment on? Okay, take silence as no. All right, our next meeting will be in 2 weeks, so that'll be September 16th. I'll go ahead and get this recording posted and out on the Slack channel. And with that, we'll go ahead and let's close out the meeting. Hope everyone has a safe holiday weekend for Labor Day, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Phil.
All right,
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
have a good
Thank
one.
you.